Now at the Nightmare Frontier, it's time to go to these double gates and see what's in here. Actually, I do know what's in here. It's a boss. Amigdala. Many arms, many legs, and completely bizarre fucking monstrosity shooting fucking laser beams out of its fucking head. And it's got how fucking many limbs. But thanks for putting your head down, big thingy. I was puking up gunk. Come on, put your head down. Oh, it's puking again. Now it's shooting up dead beams. Now it butters itself to the floor. Alright. Avoid the death beam. Fuck, difficult. Stunned it. Heard it. So it's more like just try to bait it to get that head move. Smack it as much as you can. Get back to the... And try to avoid. Taunt it by shooting to the fucking head. Oh shit. It's annoying. Mostly because it's that kind of death beam. Those attacks it spews are quite good at not at throwing you off. Oh, did I hit it to the head? Ah, fuck, it almost squashed me. Why can't it get to the hole? Yeah, it's quite invulnerable everywhere, but I shot it to the head. Praise Lord. Yeah. Rom the vacuous spider was a great one. So was that. It's time. Yeah. I've started to find and slaughter great ones. Time to return to Hunter's Dream. Although they are not compulsory at all. I just followed my basic method of just showing the bosses, not actually running through these alternate places. They are usually not so interesting. Is there... Oh, she was asleep.
Welcome home. I must have. What is it?
nothing particular, but there's a bit...
Good hunter, I sent.
There's a
May you...
bit of a strange moment that you can actually catch her sleeping and hear her mutterings, which are, in a sense, quite sad. This game does have a lot of, you could say, melancholic elements in it. Not so much because of its any kind of other things. It's just sad elements for variety of reasons. But time to head to the Yahagul. Now at the lower Yahagul, apparently killing of the Amigdala has not done anything to them, though kill those critters which lurk on the walls and look very similar to them. They are probably their, whatever fancy way of saying, their life force is not connected to each other, so that you can kill one, but there's so much others, there's plenty of others left. But that one was a bin. Well, it was just a weird alien creature just out of who knows where. And those things spill up shit at you. They could be called something like a cramped coffins or something other, because that's how they look like. Coffins stuffed full of all kinds of junk. Oh, not... Oh, found myself in a bit of a pickle. Well, the werewolf moveset beast knew how to get through the door, but that big lug most likely doesn't, which is good. Because they are not so much dangerous because of their appearance or anything like that, although they are quite dangerous. It's mostly because of how strong and tough resilient they are. And the bell ringers I really don't like. They summon enemies at you. Using the ding-a-ling-a-bell to try to get myself possibly some distant henchmen. I remember right, there was somewhere around here was a place from where you could summon yourself an old hunter to aid you, but really can't help remember it. Yes, there it was. There is one. Call somebody. Yeah. Antal has arrived, so time to go and this, if anything, looks like a boss arena, which it quite much is. Alright, so now moon becomes black. That's even more sinister, with goop falling off. Yeah, it's gone to very much of cosmic horrifying shit stuff. Reality just twisting and bending itself around and... Now that is gross. Perhaps one of the most grossest bosses in this entire game, some sort of bodies just cramped together. very little rhyme or reason about how. The one Reborn, and it's a name for something. It's hard to even imagine what kind of process might even give birth to that kind of thing. But there's a bit of a trickery involved. Because up here in these levels where a bloody hag is more than willing to spew you with all kinds of fireballs and shit. And some bullets. So I'm gonna go and kill the witches so I can actually go and not get surprise killed by the bell ring by witch ladies. And dead. And judging by that, is doing quite Anfal is doing quite well at. Oh, there's one more I didn't kill. Getting surprise fireball is not pleasant. Like that. No more surprise fireballs. And come on, Anfal, don't get yourself killed by the thing before I manage to get there to cause some extra damage to that. That must be its head. That's it. What's a lot of unpleasantness it's gonna deliver. Shit. And it spews up some all kinds of gook in it into you. And there's one more. Do these witches respawn, or do they just did I just miss to kill one? Well, stop puking that shit on me, it's rude. It's just... But looks like I'm doing quite well against it. But it's still a complete and utter mess of what the hell that is. And I slaughtered it. Not because of skill, but because of ruthless exploitation of getting an assistant to do some legwork, knowing that there's the bomber of ladies up there, and then just being a horrifyingly over-leveled. But as I've said before, I will state again, there is no over-leveling in this game. Some kind of weird things and a body. Lots of dudes wearing some sort of cages in their heads and one husk. Oh, and I have found myself in a lecture building again, but this time, of course, I will light the lamp. Open sesame. It is the second floor of the building, not the first one, the second. Oh, it's still just opening doors, seeing what is what. There's plenty of sedatives around. They probably be going through them a lot in this condition. And those things are called slime students. Yeah, they must have been some sort of scholars of this. This most likely is part of Bergenworth College, which might explain why the actual building was so small. Well, in a sense, it wasn't small, but it wasn't certainly huge either, knowing that it would be a large, grand center of learning of eldritch horrors. So, of course, when the realities and dimensions make all kinds of flip around, it's bit of a strange thing. But I heard a so interesting idea about that certain kind of reversal of roles in Bloodborne in comparison to, let's say, Christianity. It's in the sense that in Christianity, God divides itself to humans, to in a sense elevate humans, while in Bloodborne it's more like the opposite. Humans found a god and went to the dividing pieces of God, most likely without its willingness. Meaning that in a sense, but what? Oh yeah. Well, whatever. Humans found God or something divine, not capital G God, just a God, not the God. Most likely from these ancient Sumerian catacomb things, where I haven't been, mostly because they are very dreary and boring. And for some, then with some way, because of the god of blood, gives some sort of strength or understanding. 3/3 chords. Yeah, that's one full chord. That's a bit of a hint of what things are to be done. And there was one of the church giants, but it's got fiery fists. But generally seems to behave just like any other church giant. And it hasn't taken a shitload of damage. But the lunging attack seems to do quite... Yeah, and the basic fighting style of Bloodborne hunters, as in quite many other From Software games, is to be fast, agile and brutal. Mostly by fast and agile, that you are not where the enemy hits. And in this games it's very emphasized, and in Dark Souls 2 it's emphasized, or better say Dark Souls 3, it's also lots of emphasis placed on that. The Bloodborne does the thing better, as in Dark Souls there's all kinds of armors and all the armors you can wear, but in Dark Souls 3 they tended to be quite useless, so why put armors to game if they are useless and don't in a sense provide any use? That's a mystery for the ages. Why add a mechanic to the game if there is no point for it? I might have sometimes humorously said something about that. Over to say, I heard that in one game, which I don't remember exactly what his name was, there's a chance to find a cross or crucifix, which actually doesn't do anything, except of course being a bragging rights. But there's a one humorous anecdote said that yes, it makes you able to fight vampires, but there is no vampires in the game, so it has no value there, except perhaps a humorous quip. So it's time to go and get out through the upper door. Once again to the purple mist. Nightmare of Menses. And this place certainly does look like nightmare. Walls are made of stone, which is made of skulls, and they seem to be quite screaming. And there's bell ringing women already, so this place is where you will get invaded. Not the most pleasant thing in this game. And they are hungry beasts, but slaying them gives you quite a big chunk of experience points. And you are just stuff I intend to crush. Just some weird jutting rocks out of nowhere to this huge church-like building, where there is a glowing light. And just looking at it makes you a fuckload of frenzy. That's a very mark of something very powerful and dangerous in here. But as it can be seen, it also seems to do damn work on the foes here, so it's quite it's not absolutely hostile towards you. It is hostile, yes, but it's not unconditionally and absolutely hostile towards you. Shit, and there's these fucking worms. Yeah, you can make just get some fucking small jumpy snaky worms which to cause you real bad of unpleasantness. Well, time to end the episode right here. Now at the second floor of lecture building with the outdoor over there, there's this bit of a looking hatch, quite undetectable if you mostly because of the darkness of the place, but it leads to this room which has this unpleasant fellow. Hello there.
Oh, this cannot be. You cannot be. No, you didn't. Lord Amigdala? How did this come to pass?
Well, yeah, that's begging.
Now, wait just a moment. Do you think ill of me? Me?
Yeah, you're just a man turned spider, so of course you're doing all you can to just make your life not crazier. So yeah, it's a healthy amount, but yes, I think of ill of you, but it's a healthy, rational way, so
Indeed,
I don't.
I should think not. I shared with you a thing most secret. Now you're witness to a miracle, and all the stronger for it. You should appreciate it if you've a grain of gratitude in you. Yes. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, you're laughing. What else do you say?
No matter. Such details are trifling. We're fast friends by now. Let this express what words cannot. Oh, doubt me not, sweet compeer. What is friendship but a chance encounter?
What? Well, but bleakly spoken.
Ah, well met. My apologies, but I feel a profound thought occurring on the good grace of a certain god and the way he meted out his love.
Yeah, you are crazy.
Ah, well, on the...
No, so something... It was most likely the Amigdala turned you into a man spider.
Ah. Oh.
Well, I guess this is the actual end of the episode, not the one where I said where I arrived to Nightmare of Menses. Well, anyway guys, see you truly next time. See ya.